Welcome back to Denver's. We're set for action here tonight. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And Justin Peters had 19 saves in relief last night in a 3-1 loss at Minnesota. Semyon Varlamov has been outstanding for Colorado. Their team defense is number one. The officials tonight. The referees are Rob Martell and Kevin Pollock, Matt McPherson and Pierre Racicot on the lines.
Right from the get-go, Carolina in Colorado with the altitude is going to have to make sure that they change before you're tired. In the words of Rod Brindamore, if you don't hear in this building, in this atmosphere, it literally can ruin you for the rest of the night.
Meeting number 135, first of two this season. The Avalanche are in Raleigh on November 12th. Ryan Wilson fixing his headgear. Take a look at that start, the best start they've had since they were the Quebec Nordiques. In 1994-95, 8 up and 1 down. So win tonight, their best start ever if Colorado can get that done. But the Hurricanes, coming off the loss last night, have a totally different concept in mind here. Sit back and enjoy this one. Andre Sekera on defense, paired with Justin Falk, the forward line. Jordan Staal, flanked by Drayson Bowman and Nathan Gerbe. Gerbe gets after it. Nate Gannon is there for Colorado. It stays in play. He'll set up Ryan Wilson, and the Avalanche have control. They have not played since Monday night. They were in Pittsburgh. They defeated the Penguins 1-0. Matt Duchene looking for Steve Downey. Chopped wide by Ryan O'Reilly. And it's a hand pass, so we have a face-off coming outside the Carolina blue line. Kirk Muller for the first time tonight.
Well, when the dust settles next summer, hopefully after the Hurricanes have qualified for the postseason, Kirk might think about how special it is to coach against his fellow Stanley Cup champion with the Montreal Canadiens in 1993, Patrick Roy. But as you talked about with Kirk in our pregame show, only one thing on his mind, and that's winning.
Take a look at the Rex Express Care injuries and scratches at the top of your screen. Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence. From the center zone and back, Eric Johnson, who was somewhat of a question mark for Colorado, blocked a shot on Wednesday in practice, but obviously in the lineup here. Alex Tanguay just too far ahead of the veteran. You see it from ice level, a crunch by Mike Komisarek on him. Komisarek playing for the first time since Saturday night on Long Island. Eric Staal looking for Alex Semin, negated by Jan Heda, and the Avalanche come back.
Those are the two veterans you and Kirk talked about coming in, Komisarek, and excellent to see Tim Gleason back in the lineup, first game of the year.
Eric Johnson now hit hard and cutting across on him. Tim Gleason playing his first game of the season. Riley Nash shot negated at the D, and a good block it was by Andre Benoit as the puck comes out to center.
And Tim Gleason's focus coming into this year was to be a tougher defenseman to play against, and he got hurt in the first place standing up for Captain Eric Staal with that fight in Montreal in the preseason.
Clear by Varlamov over the head of Dvorak, and now Jamie McGinn. Corey Sarich goes far side for P.A. Parento. Sarich from the flank, fended off by Peters. Tuomo Ruutu. Good pass this way for Riley Nash. Not out. Benoit hit a man, and guess who? It's Ryan Murphy in the left hand. Now Dvorak tries to clear. At the point, they trap the zone. Nathan McKinnon off Tim Gleason out in front. Dvorak in the zone now. Carolina will survive as they get it out to center ice. Riley Nash goes off in a change and gets it deep.
I walked to the bus after the game last night with Radek Dvorak, who I thought played very well, playing in Patrick Dwyer's spot, but you could tell he was down about that late penalty, which I thought was unlucky. But that tells you what a pro he is.
John Mitchell gets room. His shot fought off and hung on to by Justin Peters. With the Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Patrick Roy told me this morning the reason he chose to coach is because, and you hear this often from players and why they choose it, it's the closest thing that you will ever achieve to being a player.
Steve Downey off the draw. That one swallowed by Justin Peters. We'll get another face-off in the Carolina zone.
Well, whether it be Downey or Mitchell, the shot just a minute ago, Justin Peters has a lot of familiarity. Both players come from the Ontario Hockey League. As a matter of fact, I think Mitchell may have been a teammate with Justin Peters with Plymouth, so he knows a lot of these shooters.
Carolina playing their 11th game of the campaign, 4-3-3. Hurricanes are 3-2 on the road. Colorado 3-1 at home. Two-game homestand. They will host the Winnipeg Jets on Sunday night as that clear goes out of play.
In the matchup, it's our third game key tonight Peters versus Varlamov, both taken high in the 2006 entry draft. I asked Varlamov this morning who his favorite goalie was growing up, and he said Patrick Waugh.
Wow.
Well, and you'd think he'd probably say that anyways,
Yeah.
but I think he meant it. He said that the biggest thing that he's learned since he was a first-round pick of Washington is to really limit his motion. Francois Allaire has helped him very much with that.
And Francois Allaire, the heralded goaltending coach, makes all the decisions in terms of that. And Patrick, it said, does not get involved at all with the goaltending, which might be hard to believe, but it has to be that way when now he not only is the head coach, but he's the vice president of hockey operations.
He almost just made a glove save on the bench.
Saw
There's that puck, and he made a decision to go back to Varlamov tonight after Jean-Sébastien Giguère, originally a part of the Hurricanes organization, had a shutout, a stellar performance against Pittsburgh Monday.
Varlamov has not played since October 17th. It was a 4-2 loss here against Detroit. Gabriel Landeskog diagonally across, intended for Jan Hejda, who comes all the way back in his own zone. Hejda flushed out by Alex Semin. Out to the center zone. Landeskog, defended by Carolina's Eric Staal. Mike Komisarek takes over. He'll gain center ice and wrap it deep. Jan Hejda at the top of your screen. Shots are 3-0 favoring Colorado early. Landeskog elevates the puck cross corner. Gleason with his head on a swivel, pressured by 18-year-old Nathan MacKinnon. Now Parenteau back to the point. Sarich holding onto it. Corey Sarich, the play read by Tim Gleason, and out they go. Through the center ice area, Radek Dvorak has room. Out in front, nobody home, getting to it, Riley Nash. Nash makes a move on Parenteau. Holding onto that puck now. Nash to the outside now as they grind a cycle. Ryan Murphy point to point. Tim Gleason. His shot tipped wide by Riley Nash, and it's played this way by Jamie McGinn.
Good start for Tim Gleason, paired with Ryan Murphy. Dave Lewis is going to ease him in. He had a good hit on his first shift there, looked up and looked for that redirect in the high slot.
Tuomo Ruutu now gets the puck deep. Varlamov will lead it. Put it on a tee here for 35-year-old Corey Sarich. This is 15th season in the National Hockey League as it comes all the way back and icing is called. Now time for Moe's Southwest Grill. Hey, what do you say, player? Tonight it's Andrei Sekera. He scores a goal tonight. All Caniacs receive a free side of Moe's famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Hey, Elias Lindholm, before he got hurt, he won a lot of key draws. Let's see if he can get his game going with another one tonight.
Lindholm has not played since October 11th at home against Los Angeles. Centering the line of Brett Sutter and Kevin Westgarth. Patrick Bordeleau on Andrei Sekera. Now the Avalanche peel back. Andre Benoit played 33 games with Ottawa a season ago. Signed as a free agent. Paired on defense with Corey Sarich. Now Jordan Staal to an open wing, and Benoit is back to get it. A quick up, and the play read nicely by Justin Falk. Holding onto it at the line, optioning away for Jordan Staal. Sarich getting back, and now it's Andre Benoit. Starting from his own zone, Carolina peels back in neutral ice. It's cut off by Mike Komisarek. John Mitchell goes to work, cutting right out in front. Carolina has defensive numbers back, and Jordan Staal is in control.
And with a team that has the speed up front that the Avalanche do, the backtracking of the forwards to help the defense is going to be pivotal if the Hurricanes win this game.
Ron Hainsey paired with Mike Komisarek. Indirect pass. Here's Jordan getting control out in front, wiped wide by Drayson Bowman. Looking for his first scoring point of the season. Hainsey now for Komisarek. His shot through a screen wide. Getting to it is Ron Hainsey. Going deep for Jordan. And back with Varlamov, holding onto it. Jordan Staal. This way for Gerby. Quick hitter shut down by Varlamov. Drayson Bowman, Jordan Staal. Varlamov again. Comes up big, and Colorado will survive.
Excellent shift. Drayson Bowman, of course, gets a chance here with Skinner going down, and he was born in this state, so it's a special game for him.
Now getting to it is Jan Hejda. Moving back, Eric Johnson, former first overall pick. Hejda on the wall for Gabriel Landeskog, a junior teammate of Jeff Skinner. Not in the lineup tonight for Carolina. Now Alex Semin. Moving across is Eric Johnson. Johnson coming all the way back. Flushed out by Semin. They go to the corner. Loosened back of the goal. Colorado's on it. Now Eric Johnson for Gabriel Landeskog, and good play by Justin Falk coming up on him. Through the center zone, Stastny, Landeskog, but the Avalanche are offside. 13:33 left to go in period one, just underway, and scoreless from the Mile High City.
here in the first. Last night was Eric Stahl's 700th NHL game. Of course, all of them came with the Hurricanes. He credits the leaders that came before him who really helped him along and helped his career. Let's look at tonight's Geico quote to learn more. He says, "The moments day by day with just being able to play the game for a living, the ability to come to the rink, work hard in practice, compete, and play in the game, especially at home in front of our fans, those things you never take for granted." John and Tripp?
Well, he's the type of high-caliber person you want as your captain, but I will tell you what, he wants this team to become a regular playoff performer. That's what he wants in the next 700 games, and this is a big game for him tonight. I know it's just one of 82, but it's a big one for him.
His line on the ice right now matched up against Paul Stastny's group. Landeskog broken up by Carolina's Jiri Tlusty. You see it downstairs, Jan Heda fighting off Eric Stahl. Reversing for Landeskog. Tight turn from his knees. He sets up Erik Johnson, and away they go. Paul Stastny floating it to the open corner. Andrej Sekera back for Carolina with a tight turn. Skate to stick, Eric Stahl. This way for Alexander Semin. Over the line, a screen shot denied by Semyon Varlamov.
They're good friends, Varlamov and Semin. Varlamov told me the toughest shot of Semin's to read is the one-timer. I think last night Josh Harding would agree.
Now Ryan Murphy in control. Headman pass over the line, route two. The pass denied, though, by Jamie McGinn. It goes deep. Corey Sarich along the boards. Outnumbered chance for Colorado. Parenteau with McGinn. Here's McGinn. Cut off by Peters. Big save by Justin Peters. Back it goes. Nate Gennin to the outside. His shot patted down by Peters. The rebound denied by Peters, who melts it down.
It'll be important for Ryan Murphy not to chase a mistake. It was a bad pinch, but your teammates have to step up for you. And Tim Gleason did first, and then Justin Peters certainly did thereafter. There's the pinch. You see all three forwards caught below the tops of the circle, so that's the time to hang back for Murphy. But look at Gleason. He comes up here and takes a chance, but I think by doing that, it allows Justin Peters to get over and get settled on the shot. Excellent start for him.
Duchesne for Nate Gennin. Well-traveled minor leaguer, and he's just been told to find a place, which means he's here to stay with Colorado, and good for him. Gennin now. Matt Duchesne over the line, holding onto it. Ryan O'Reilly with a shot swallowed by Justin Peters.
I think people forget just, how much experience now Justin Peters has. We'll talk about that through the night, but for Tim Gleason, any player will tell you, coming back from injury, especially a physical guy like Gleason, the best thing he can do is have physical contact first shift. He had it. I love this play. Head up, looking for that high tip.
Off the face-off now, back to the point. Wilson with a shot, knocked down the rebound. Peters says no, and he hangs on. Matt Duchesne knocking on the door. Justin Peters has seen 7 shots already.
Again, I think Duchesne's a guy that Peters may well have seen in the Ontario Hockey League. Both players come from that league. This is a heck of a save, bringing that blocker arm in. And Justin Peters, he's motivated. The Hurricanes did an excellent job. Of adding to their organizational depth by bringing in Hudobin. To bring in a guy like Peters right now, I mean, it's an asset. That's something they didn't have with the third guy on the totem pole last year.
Through center ice and back. Erik Johnson, as you see it, pressured by Jiri Tlusty. Along the boards now, punched along by Paul Stastny. The linesman gets in the way of Alex Tanguay. Good break for Carolina. They have control now, as we see, but Landeskog with a steal. Tanguay over the line, pulling up, looking for a friend. Gabriel Landeskog holding onto it. Off of Sekera. Centered again, and Carolina covers up. It's Eric Stahl, and out they go. Eric now in control, rejected at the line by Erik Johnson, and it goes deep.
Yeah, the chip-ins there. Defensemen do such a good job of knocking pucks down, so you want to make sure you use the boards if you can. Prior to that, Tlusty, heck of a defensive play.
Now Tuomo Ruutu holding up on Nathan MacKinnon. Riley Nash sneaks in, sets up a man, but it goes by Benoit, and a whistler taken from the point by Tim Gleason. Play is offside at the Colorado line, and we get a stoppage. Here's your chance to win a team-signed hockey stick from Rex Healthcare. Simply follow @Rex Healthcare on Twitter and tweet the hashtag RexSaves. Do it right now for your chance to win. The winner will be notified by return tweet and announced in the third period.
You play even strength, which the Hurricanes have not been able to do in first periods the last couple of games. You get everybody involved. This is another shift for the fourth line. They feel apart. You roll the whole bench.
Nathan MacKinnon over skating. Brett Sutter off the stick. It stays in play when off Corey Sarich. For the corner now, MacKinnon crunched on the play by Elias Lindholm. Matchup here of 2 first-round picks, and now MacKinnon dances out to center ice. Moving it by Tim Gleason. MacKinnon, who has 1 goal, 6 assists, goes deep. Again back to the point. Andre Benoit sweeping across with Corey Sarich, who's hit hard by Brett Sutter. Out of the corner now, P.A. Parento holding onto it. Little backhand dish, fanning on it, Sarich. Back out to center ice, Colorado regrouping.
There's one thing I've noticed, that Carolina has maybe tried to be too cute a couple of times when they've created offensively. Never a bad play, of course, to shoot the puck.
Shots are 9-3 Colorado. They have 6 of the last 8. Here's Nathan Gerbe moving on Ryan O'Reilly. Tries to center one out in front. It's broken up. Carried out. Matt Duchene. Falk going down. Steve Downey for Duchene. Coming all the way back. Jordan Staal. But Duchene wipes it across off the paddle of Justin Peters and back out. Ryan O'Reilly away from Drayson Bowman. Nate Kennan for Wilson in control. Back out to center ice. Justin Falk has it for Carolina.
Jordan's been good early. You know, he just offensively, I think he wants to just try to do things a split second more quickly. That was a heck of a defensive play, sorting things out on a 3-on-3.
Ryan Wilson going deep. Yuri Tlusty ahead of Steve Downey. Laid off the boards by Justin Falk. Eric Staal out to center ice. Jan Heda back for the Avalanche. Eric Johnson in front of his own bench. Just about 11 minutes gone in period 1. O'Reilly, but the Avalanche are offside. Just under 9 minutes left to go in this first period. Number 1 overall against number 5 overall. MacKinnon and Lindholm. Teenage phenoms in the lineup here tonight in Denver. Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, our first installment, and we'll take a look at it right here. The entry draft led by Nathan MacKinnon and Carolina's Elias Lindholm at number 5.
Well, first for Lindholm, what he's done, you know, having been injured so much, tells me so much about his upside. Because for any player, it takes time to get back in the groove, especially for younger player. For Nathan MacKinnon, why does he wear 29? He told me this morning because his father, Graham, loved Felix Potvin. And that's why he is wearing, as a forward, a goaltender's number.
4 of those players right now in the National Hockey League. Jonathan Drouin of Tampa Bay was sent back to the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Icing is called here.
And a lot of people thought that Colorado, because they have so many young forwards, would take Seth Jones, who grew up watching these Colorado Avalanche when his father, Popeye, was playing for the Denver Nuggets. But coming out of the Quebec League, and Patrick Roy, having coached in that Quebec League, was very familiar with the Memorial Cup champion, Nathan MacKinnon.
Ada now along the boards. Landeskog back out to center ice. Alex Tanguay with Stastny right out in front. Paul Stastny shot loose. They score as it pinballs in. Paul Stastny had the original opportunity. It kicked around. Good fortune for Colorado, and they're on the scoreboard.
Boy, the Hurricanes continue to have trouble making good decisions at the offensive blue line. Actually, Staal was trying to cover up after Hainsey pinched. The puck just eluded him. This is a bad break. Stahl's, oh, this may not be a goal. That may have been a kicking motion there. This will be reviewed. And I think that's what Eric Staal was talking about when he got up. Was this kicked in? I think that, that to me is going to get a good, long, hard look. Is that right skate? Is there a kicking motion on the part of Erik Johnson? My initial gut instinct would say slightly yes.
All right, we'll take a look at it. Erik Johnson, if it is distinct, the call on the ice was goal. Kevin Pollock talking to the situation room in Toronto. We'll take a look at it again as he gets the inside track here. Gets to a loose puck, and did he kick it in or not?
Boy, I still think with kicks, there's so much gray area, and what's a kick to some people is not a kick to others. To me, I think there's a kick. But again, the call on the ice is goal, so you need concrete evidence the other way. If I had to bet, I would say kick, but I could easily see it going the other way.
All right, we'll see what they do here. Kirk Muller obviously concerned. His team was stung for 2 goals in the first period last night in Minnesota, dug out, but not enough, losing that game 3-1. His skate was off the ice. It looked like it could be looked at as a hockey play as he was attempting to stop. But again, if they look for that pendulum motion in his knee, if the skate comes off the ice, all of that is taken into account, and we'll see what happens here, and they'll make sure they get it right, obviously, and probably take a while to do so. Let's take a look from upstairs.
I mean, I just think that if you're trying to get gray area out of the game, that kicking actually is an athletic play. So I would allow it. But the reason they don't is because then guys are going to start raising their feet, and it could injure the players. And I remember a couple weeks ago in Pittsburgh, there was a goal overturned for a kick early that was a lot clearer than this one. This one is much more murky. And if it's murky, there's not concrete evidence, the goal usually stands. But I still say kick, and I think you say subtly the other way.
It has to be conclusive to overturn the call on the ice. And again, the referee immediately pointed to the goal. The original shot by Paul Stastny, and then the follow-up by Erik Johnson. The key is whether or not it's clear cut. That's what they have to look at. When you're hedging back and forth, to me, that's not clear cut. We'll take a look at it one more time.
And Johnson wasn't even, well, he was a question mark whether he was going to play or not.
All right,
tonight.
Here's the call from Kevin Pollock.
The call on the ice stands. It's a good goal.
Well, it's a tough break. But the one thing you can't take from it is the Hurricanes, boy, it seems to me we're talking about this every night. They have to make good decisions at the offensive blue line, especially against a team like the Colorado Avalanche that can really skate.
They're going to have to get back in a hurry and not be late on back checks, and that's important too. So Erik Johnson gets the goal, his second. He is and was a question mark prior to tonight's game. With a bruised foot, cutting it out, he gets the goal. Now Carolina back on the attack. Ryan Murphy. Down low, Radek Dvorak away from Jamie McGinn. Murphy punches one off a body, and Varlamov got a piece of it. Now Murphy again for Riley Nash. Given a shove by McKinnon. Turning is Dvorak. Radek Dvorak. Tuomo Ruutu goes high. Andre Benoit for Colorado to the outside. Getting some time and space and floating that puck all the way down in the Carolina zone. No icing.
Good response shift there. Constant motion. Radek Dvorak, boy, the versatility. Playing on a different line every night. He finds Ruutu. And Ruutu's game, as we talked about last night, John, it's starting to really come.
Paul Stastny and Alex Tanguay get the assist. Downey taken down. Duchesne alone walks in. Justin Peters a dandy on Matt Duchesne. But a penalty being called in the process on the turnover, and we'll see it again.
What a save. Boy, Murphy's had a tough start to this hockey game. Don't go to the middle unless you're sure. And patient save. Duchesne did everything he wanted to do. Boy, I'm not so sure about Downey just tripped over Murphy, but either way, the Hurricanes will be shorthanded for the first time, and that's a heck of a stop from Justin.
So we'll see a Colorado power play tied for 9th in the young season, tied for 10th at home. Carolina 22nd on the kill, tied for 24th on the road. Off the draw. Andrei Sekera cut off by Matt Duchesne. Duchesne holding onto it. Off the stick of Ryan O'Reilly and floated out of the zone by Radek Dvorak, but cleared out of play. And Radek Dvorak will go. 5-on-3 for Colorado.
Yeah. Boy, how often do you see it? In my opinion, a penalty that could have gone either way to Murphy, and then one that there is no either way. And Dvorak just got underneath this on the back end. There he is, middle of your screen. Last night, the Hurricanes took a delay of game penalty, a puck that actually the referees determined hit the camera, and that's why it ended up on the bench.
Lots of time, as you see, in terms of this 5-on-3 for Colorado. Jordan Staal plays it off the boards, gets it deep, and Varlamov will leave it there for Andre Benoit. Colorado has yet to score a 5-on-3 goal this season. Carolina has yielded 3. O'Reilly now, a tight turn here by Matt Duchesne. O'Reilly down low, away from Sekera. Up top it goes for Andre Benoit. This is Alex Tanguay at the goal line. Steve Downey looking for a seam pass out in front. Over the stick of Matt Duchesne. Duchesne in control. Holding onto it up top again for Benoit. He's patient with it. Tanguay getting room in the ring. Duchesne guarded by Sekera. Matt Duchesne asserts. Turns back. His pass intended for Downey doesn't click, and it comes all the way back out.
Boy, a job by Sacra, and then Jordan Stahl really making that passing lane difficult.
Colorado changing on the go. 49 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Justin Falk kills time as he clears it all the way down to Semyon Varlamov, who leaves it there for Eric Johnson. His goal has given Colorado a 1-0 lead, out shooting Carolina 11-3 here in the early going. P.A. Parento. Now Stastny holding onto it. Here's Eric Johnson. Parento at the point. Inside it goes Nathan MacKinnon. Now Parento. MacKinnon with a shot off the goalpost. And it's dumped out of the zone by Tim Gleason.
A heck of a kill. How about Tim Gleason? First game, Dave Lewis uses him on the 5-on-3, and after taking the one delay a game, he made sure not to have that go over the glass.
Ryan Murphy back in 8 seconds. MacKinnon. Johnson with a shot swallowed by Peters, and no further play.
What a job in front of Peters. I mean, the quality shots that he's faced tonight have not been in this situation because the penalty killers. Watch this from Sacra. Without leaving his feet totally, he made that pass to the back door practically impossible. And then Gleason comes on, and here he made sure not to clear that puck over the glass.
That was the shot at the end there off the goal post by Nathan MacKinnon. Off the draw. Here's Johnson with a shot caught by Peters. 10 seconds left on the conventional 5-on-4.
It's a good face-off win from Colorado. Just 2 seconds left on a two-man advantage. It leads to a good chance. Clear sight line, though, for Peters. So this is a good draw here. These two roomed together in the World Championships last year, Jordan and Duchesne.
Off the face-off, Duchesne attempting to go back. Jordan now in control with Tuomo Ruutu up front. Here he comes. Jordan Stahl. Justin Falk has room. His shot, put off by Varlamov. Loose out in front and carried out by Matt Duchesne. He approaches Andre Sekera. Throws a little bit of snow. Ryan Wilson to the outside. Even terms on the ice where it counts. The Avalanche by 1. Duchesne. Steve Downey. He'll settle the puck down. Jan Hejda at the point. Standing on a pass gained here by Colorado's Steve Downey. From the corner, Radek Dvorak has time and space in his own zone, and out he goes. 36-year-old veteran will get it deep. Jan Hejda back on his horse. Good play by Dvorak. Eric Stahl, a quick hitter, shut down by Varlamov. And the Avalanche get it out. Alex Tanguay splits the D and gets it ahead.
I like that Stahl established that shot. If you have a net drive, you've got a second opportunity there.
Loose along the boards now. Alex Semin for Eric Stahl. Ron Hainsey's up on the rush. He'll cushion that puck off the boards. Hejda given a shove by Yuri Talusti. In support, Alex Semin. To the point it goes, Mike Komisarek. Out in front, denied a good stick that time. Coming up was Nate Gennon. Now Ron Hainsey with a shot. On the redirect, it's caught and covered by Varlamov. 4:08 left to go in period 1. Colorado 1, Carolina no score. Inside Pepsi Center here in Denver. 26-year-old Justin Peters on the spot early. He's looked at 14 shots already in period 1.
Letting the play come to him when need be. His rebound control, which has often been a challenge for him, has been excellent. Boy, the big save on Duchesne after the reviewed goal was his biggest, and the guys really, I think, rewarded him with an outstanding penalty kill. Hey, he's a motivated guy. Hey, Justin Peters, he's a human being.
Right.
You know, he didn't play as well as he needed to last year. The Hurricanes go out and add depth by signing Hudobin. Here's his chance. You know, he's got something to prove. You want that.
And he kept the Hurricanes in a position to be in the game last night in St. Paul. That's the job of the goaltender. He did just that. Carolina will go home tomorrow. They will host the Pittsburgh Penguins in a Metro divisional matchup on Monday night at PNC Arena. Patrick Portolo given a shove by Tim Gleason, playing game number 600 in his National Hockey League career tonight. Colorado on the attack. MacKinnon with a shot. It's handled there that time by Justin Peters, and we get a stoppage.
And it's going to happen with young players. Ryan Murphy's had a tough start to this hockey game, but Dave Lewis, you know, Dave has the ability to think about the present and the future. And he wants him to learn how you don't chase a mistake, how you get better as the game goes along and turn a tough start into a great evening. And I think Dave has that balancing act of how to do those two things.
Nathan MacKinnon, along with P.A. Parento, Jamie McGinn. His brother Brock is in the Carolina system. Now McGinn tries to go ahead with it. Swept out to center ice that time by Drayson Bowman. The Avalanche, as we see, back on it. Shortening up that stick as he always does. Andrej Sekera, he's floored by P.A. Parento. Bowman for Jordan. Out in front looking for Nathan Gerby. It's denied on the back check by Nathan MacKinnon, and away they go. Jamie McGinn takes a hit, makes the play. Young McKinnon's after it. To the corner. Falk in a battle with McGinn. Now Parento all the way back up top. Jan Hayden with a shot easily detected by Justin Peters.
Yeah, 3 boys that are playing professional. Well, Brock McGinn will be at some point. I talked to Jamie about Brock, who I just think is a hockey player. The Hurricanes drafted. He's playing for Scott Walker with Guelph. And Corey and Bob McGinn, the parents of the 3 boys, had a backyard rink. And Corey, the mom, got up in the middle of the night and scraped it. They gave their kids every opportunity to make it, and boy, what stories they are.
Along the boards now, pass that's denied by Carolina's Riley Nash. Corey Sarich getting back to it. Andre Benoit to an open wing. She's just a good hockey mom, and there are millions of those out there.
The father, Bob, worked in Toronto, and Fergus, I want to say, it's about an hour and 20 minutes from Toronto. They had to rotate on the highway there, the 401, to be able to get him to practice as Bob was coming home from work. Parents just sacrificing everything so their kids have a chance to follow their dream.
Matt Duchesne, Andre Benoit, shot, good stick by Mike Komisarek. Duchesne down low. Stopping and starting on Komisarek, holding onto it. Here's Downey out in front. O'Reilly forks it wide. Duchesne with a slick move. He scores! What a goal by Matt Duchesne. 2-0, Colorado.
Duchesne's strong start continues. Just excellent work from the forecheck. The high man, who was O'Reilly, comes in. And it's a skill play from Duchesne. And, you know, he's able to gain that lane on Nash, which shouldn't have happened, okay? Nash wanted to keep that Colorado press between him and the net. And then that's the way things go for Peters at times. A strong start, then a puck that just squeaks through. Really, Nash would like to make sure he takes care of that as the low centerman.
Goal number 7 in 9 games for Matt Duchesne. 3rd overall pick in 09. Ryan O'Reilly gets 1 assist. And Steve Downey gets the other. Now a penalty is called on the back check. Carolina will be going to the power play.
First game key, timely goals. Wanting more from the power play in terms of execution. Here's your early chance right here as Captain Gabriel Landeskog takes a penalty at the wrong time. I mean, it's a slash. We have all the momentum. There he is, 92. These two were teammates with the Kitchener Rangers, Murphy and Landeskog. And I mean, this is Landeskog giving Carolina a chance to get back in this hockey game.
Carolina number 20 with their power play. Number 11 on the road. Colorado is number 1 in the National Hockey League, but tied for 23rd at home. It comes all the way out to center ice. A foot race ensues. Carolina, as we see, gets to it. Semin now will drop it back for Andrej Sekera. He'll quarterback. Sekera along with Eric Stahl. Alex Semin, who has the puck. Tuomo Ruutu and Jiri Tolusti. Here's Tolusti. Wiped wide. Great pass by Alex Semin. Colorado gets it out.
Boy, I think it's tough for Tolusti, who scores his first 2 goals of the season Saturday against the Islanders, and Jordan the same game. They had the break, having all the days between games right at the wrong time. And you could see the nerves on the stick there from Jiri.
Carolina gets it deep. Tolusti now for Semin, top of your screen. Jamie McGinn, good hustle, beating Eric Stahl and clearing the puck all the way down to Justin Peters. Carolina down to 69 seconds on this first power play. 1:10 left to go, period 1. 2-0 Colorado. They have 18 shots in this first period. That's a season high for a period. Now it's loose out in front, covered by Varlamov, and we get a stoppage. If the Canes put the biscuit in the basket during the Duke Energy power play, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
It's clean of an entry. 7 there to Tolusti, as you're going to find. The Canes did a good job up on the power play coming up the ice as a group with speed.
Justin Peters out to play it. Under a minute left to go in this first period. Ryan Murphy now will crank it up. A good look at him. He'll drop it back for Justin Falk. Over the line, Jordan to the outside of Gennon. Now Falk in control. Ryan Murphy will settle it down. Justin Falk holding onto it. Murphy again walking the line. One-timer Falk denied by Varlamov. No rebound.
Let's go back to this chance from Jiri Tlusty. So you have one chance with the man advantage on the rush, and now this recent one-timer from Falk. Oh, Semin with his head up. He just sees that Jiri Tlusty's got a step on Nate Gannon, and it just rolled off his stick. If Yuri's on a roll, probably that's backhand shell.
Colorado killed off 7 Pittsburgh power plays on Monday night in Pittsburgh. Carolina has 3 shots so far on this power play. 20 seconds left in the period. Sekera now out to center ice. Drop pass for the captain. Riding a 5-game point streak. Stahl in the zone. Good play by Jan Hejda. Hejda off the window and back out. 5 seconds left to go in the period. Landeskog's out of the box. Tuomo Ruutu in control at the horn. That'll do it. 18 shots, Colorado. 8 shots, Carolina. 2-0 Avalanche after 1. Tim Gleason with Chantel McCabe when we kick off the PNC Bank first intermission right after this. Around 60 degrees today in the Mile High City. Just a beautiful day and evening here. We get ready for the start of the second period. First period stats brought to you by Buffalo Brothers, the greatest tenders on earth. Shots on goal favoring Colorado. Same numbers in terms of face-offs. And Matt Duchene is climbing a ladder statistically in terms of goal scoring, as he had 1 of 2 Colorado goals in that period.
Boy, Andy O'Brien, Duchene's trainer, and also Skinner's, also Crosby. You can see why he's the most highly thought of trainer perhaps in the offseason in the game.
Andrej Sekera now in control. Through the center zone, Jordan Stahl sets up a man, they score right off the hop. Drayson Bowman with his first of the season in Carolina. Feeling good about that.
Boy, this was Carolina's best line at 5-on-5 before Carolina got into penalty trouble in the first period. Look at the excitement on Jordan's face. Head up, just staying on sides is Jordan. Boy, that was just a field pass to Drayson Bowman. And as I mentioned, Drayson Bowman was actually born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but lived there very briefly. Spent a lot of his time growing up here in Colorado. I thought they had chemistry in the first period, and Andrej Sekera, you see his ability to make that first pass in transition. Well, that's a biggie. That is our first game key, a timely goal.
First goal, first scoring point of the season for Drayson Bowman. Jordan Stahl goes to work out in front. Sekera had his stick tied up on the back check that time by P.A. Parento. Andrej Sekera goes to the corner. Andre Benoit for Corey Sarich. Colorado springs back out to center ice. Parento. Jamie McGinn off the boards. Jordan coming all the way back for Carolina. Pestered by Parento. P.A. Parento holding onto it. Good read by Nathan Gerbe, but not out. Jan Hejda intended for Jamie McGinn, and it comes all the way back.
3 good plays in his own end from Nathan Gerbe. And what was the common denominator? His stick was on the ice for all 3 plays, so you don't have to adjust by bringing it down to the ice surface, and that could be the difference.
Always a good fundamental now. McGinn in control, holding onto it for Colorado. He'll go deep. Erik Johnson, Matt Duchene have the first period goals for Colorado that have been answered here by Drayson Bowman with his first from Jordan Stahl and Andrej Sekera. 12 seconds in. Now it comes all the way back. Ron Hainsey pressured by Gabriel Landeskog. Paul Stastny moving in aggressively for Colorado. It's a 4-man scrum as we see. Out of the scrum, it kicks out to Alex Semin. Good recovery by Stastny. Landeskog on the boards. Now Semin for Carolina. And it's swept out to center ice by Jordan Stahl for Jiri Tlusty, and they get it deep. From the corner, Ryan Wilson. Semin checked by Gabriel Landeskog. Going deep is Eric Stahl. Canceled by Nate Gannon. Dug out by Semin. Back to the point. Tim Gleason. He'll insert. The captain and back of the goal. Good jump for the Hurricanes at the outset of period 2. Eric Stahl in control off a stick. Getting to it now is Jiri Tlusty. He'll go deep. Around the boards, top of your screen. Good pinch. Ryan Murphy. He'll leave it there for Alex Semin. Semin now out of the corner, muscled by Landeskog. He stays with it. Semin holding on to that puck, dropping it off on a cycle for Tlusty. He spins away from Landeskog. Sets up Gleason. His shot kicked out with a purpose by Varlamov, and now getting to it here is Gabriel Landeskog.
That's a good matchup here is Gannon and Wilson, the 2 defensemen against the Eric Stahl line. And the Hurricanes using Ryan Murphy as they used against Chicago as a 5-man unit.
Riley Nash pulling up on Ryan Wilson. It goes deep. Back of the goal. Big battle here. Tuomo Ruutu and Steve Downey. Downey stays with it. Grinding deep in his own zone. He's taken down. Wilson inside route. Good work by Tuomo Ruutu. Back to the point. Justin Falk. The puck is on edge. Negated out in front that time. And a good block by Nate Gennon. Down deep. Tuomo Ruutu for Carolina. Away from Wilson. Here's Sekera. His shot denied by Semyon Varlamov.
Gennon and Wilson, they may be done for the period after how long they've been on the ice. I mean, granted, they're more used to the altitude. Let's take one more look at the goal. Andre Sekera, heck of a feed. And you see Wilson at 44. He should have left Duchesne to Jordan Staal. Instead, he goes to Jordan as well. And Drayson Bowman, that's an advertisement of why sometimes it's good to play on your offside.
Whatever was said between periods has worked so far, whether it be the coaches or the players themselves. Off the face-off. Carolina attempts to go forward. John Mitchell, fourth line is out for Patrick Waugh. Shoveled ahead by Mike Komisarek. Off the stick of Kevin Westgarth. Marc-Andre Gleesh gets it across now for Patrick Bordeleau, and it goes deep. Gleesh from the corner. Inside it goes, gloved down by John Mitchell. Gleesh again for Colorado, grinding on Komisarek. You see it? From down low, Gleesh back to the point. Sarich fending on a pass, denied by Westgarth. Away go Carolina. It's picked off here and in control, Andre Benoit. Back out to the center zone, John Mitchell. Lead pass for Patrick Bordeleau. Bordeleau away from Jordan Staal. On a line change, Parento, Jan Hayda with a shot. Well wide, looking for a tip. Eric Johnson, blocked in front, it's loose. It squirts wide. Now Komisarek takes a hit to make a play, and he got it out.
Heck of a shift from P.A. Parento, who we know well from his time with the New York Islanders, leaving that puck along the boards to his point man.
Jamie McGinn with a shot off the heavy metal, and it goes out of play. Carolina Ale House, the host of Cool Bars this and every season. Stop by on November 21st. The Canes will be at the Joe in Detroit taking on the Red Wings. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
Boy, Jordan Staal told me today, he said he expected his legs to feel much better than they did last night after the layoff. Most people would think this is the tougher game. This is the easier game than the Minnesota one in a lot of ways after that layoff.
Out of the corner now, it's Falk. Justin Falk holding on to it. Nathan Gerbe encumbered by the pass. It triggers all the way back. Getting to it is Drayson Bowman for Gerbe. Nathan Gerbe denied by Nathan MacKinnon. P.A. Parento, now young McKinnon through the middle to the outside. Jan Hayda moving up, holding on to it out in front. Nobody home. Pass intended for Jamie McGinn. We go coast to coast. Here's Alex Semin. Semin pulls up. Little button hook here in the Colorado zone. Alex Semin for Andre Sekera. His shot blocked in front by Eric Johnson, who has it. They'll wind it back.
Yeah, Hurricanes again are using the Murphy combination with this Eric Staal line. That's for the puck moving ability.
Sekera. Lead pass intended for Eric Staal. Elevating the puck over Varlamov and getting to it. Eric Johnson around the boards. Ryan O'Reilly, Matt Duchesne has some open ice. A spinorama to the outside, out in front, intended for Parento. Carolina defends it. Yuri Talusti, a punch pass for Radek Dvorak. Here they come again. Good steal by O'Reilly. This is Duchesne. Broken up by Tim Gleason at the Carolina line, and it comes all the way back.
After the pregame meal, Eric Staal told me, and Duchesne, who he played the World Championships with, he says he's a shoot-first guy, and you have to make sure you lean towards that. He did on that.
Duchesne again kicked out with a purpose by Justin Peters. Downey's shot blocked in front. Getting back for Carolina that time with the block was Radek Dvorak, and back out to center ice. Ryan Wilson holding onto it. Wilson over the line to the outside. Murphy goes low. Wilson goes over the top. Now Riley Nash around the wall. Nate Gennon with a shot looking for a tip there. None available. Now goes back to the point. Wilson hammers one again, kicked out by Peters. Loose along the boards. Back out to center ice. Tuomo Ruutu. Radek Dvorak going down. And now Ryan Murphy takes a hit from Steve Downey, but got it ahead.
And that was a very similar hit from Murphy earlier this year on Philadelphia Flyers' Sean Couturier.
They cross the line. Paul Stastny's shot. Good upright save by Justin Peters. Tanguay. Stastny holding onto it. All the way back up top. Corey Sarich goes wide. It's blocked by Hainsey, who plays it to himself nicely. Ron Hainsey out of the corner, broken up by Tanguay. Sarich goes across. Benoit's shot. Peters knocked down. And we'll see if they make a call. Doesn't look like it. Out of the corner now. Battle out of that scrum, and Ron Hainsey has control.
The referees have the best look. That actually may have been contact from Gleason to Justin Peters. I couldn't tell.
Out to center. Landeskog. On the wing, Stastny. Closing in to the goal mouth. Getting to it, Elias Lindholm. Off the boards for Kevin Westgard. Slow developing play, but they do get it out. Colorado changing on the go. Benoit, D to D. Hinging is Eric Johnson. Johnson over the line. John Mitchell off a stick. It goes high. Wardlow out in front. Eric Johnson holding on to it. Good move. Back door. Marc-Andre Cliche. Cliche out of the corner. A cycle play here for John Mitchell. Mitchell holding on to it away from Jordan. He goes deep. Waiting the pass is Patrick Wardlow out in front. Mopped up on the back check by Bowman. He lost it. Cliche in control. To the outside it goes. Here's Jan Hejda. Marc-Andre Cliche. A high slot. His shot pinballs off the blocker of Justin Peters. Out of the corner, Bordeleau. Patrick Bordeleau for John Mitchell. Drayson Bowman can't make it happen. Hejda goes deep. It goes off a stick, and it goes out of play. 12:05 left to go in the second period. We've seen this a couple of times this season. Ryan Murphy goes old school on Ryan Wilson.
In the second, Drayson Bowman with the first Canes goal tonight. And Drayson lived in Colorado and played Pee Wee hockey with Patrick Waugh's son, Jonathan. It was the Avs' now head coach who convinced Bowman to play in the WHL, and he went on to win the Memorial Cup in 2008. I asked Drayson if he had any memories of Patrick Waugh. He said at his 10th birthday party, Waugh invited his friends to tour the arena, and they all got to take shots on Waugh. I asked Drayson if he got any through. He said, yeah, he got a couple, but he thought Waugh let him do it. I think that's probably a safe assumption.
Tell you what, Drayson's finish from the feed Chantel from Jordan to begin this period, it would have beaten Patrick Waugh.
I'm surprised he let the kids off the hook. He should have bared down.
Competitive nature.
Make the kids better, right? Stahl right on the target, and Varlamov got a stick to it. Good play by Eric Stahl right out of the corner. Semin defended by Jan Hejda, holding onto it now. Carolina grinds a cycle. Semin gets room. His shot deflects wide off Stahl. Jamie McGinn off the board. Over the head of Falk. Nathan McKinnon, good speed. Parenteau out in front, just out of his reach. Loose along the wall, Eric Johnson tipped wide by Jamie McGinn. Carolina back out to center ice. Fished along by Eric Stahl. He pulls up. The captain now in control away from Eric Johnson. Off his skate. Getting to it is Steve Downey. They move it out.
See, that's one of those plays. A lot of good things in this period for Carolina, but don't shoot yourself in the foot with a turnover against a team that can really skate. Get that thing deep.
Ron Hainsey deep in his own zone. Flushed out a bit by Ryan O'Reilly. Thomas Sarek, Radek Dvorak. Lurking was Downey. Riley Nash for Carolina retreating. He turned it over. O'Reilly. Downey over the line with Duchesne. His shot caught by Justin Peters.
Carolina a chance just getting the puck to the net along the goal line, and it nearly fooled Varlamov. Varlamov probably would have wanted, after leaving that puck, to come, I think, follow the puck and come the other way to the net. And here the transition, you talk about that speed, and the Avalanche nearly connect. That was a situation where Falk and Sakura played with Eric Stahl's line, so you have that puck-moving ability of both Andre and Justin.
Duchesne, face-off win by Carolina's Elias Lindholm. Gerby, play read by Steve Downey. Here he comes, the recovery by Gerby. Boarding that play for a moment. Downey goes inside. O'Reilly given a shove by Tim Gleason. O'Reilly stays with it. Now it's Duchesne. Duchesne cutting out in front. Nathan Gerby got to it, and it comes all the way back out through center. And all the way back in the Colorado zone, Nate Gennon. Indirect pass for Steve Downey. Pressured by Gleason. Nathan Gerby got it deep.
That is the definition of gapping up from Gleason. His last shift, he was on for a while, and long change second period, you worry about it. No, he was good there.
Here comes Duchesne. Good defense by Justin Falk. Center zone, Corey Sarich. Andre Benoit looks it over. Spring pass with good speed. Duchesne to the outside of Sekera. Out in front. They score! What a pass by Matt Duchesne, and a finish by Alex Tanguay. 3-1, Colorado.
Well, we have seen just how much Matt Duchesne has grown as a player in this game. We see a goal where he does it with his one-on-one ability from the goal line, and what a look this is. Here he is Watch this stop. He does hard play, and he looks up, and as good as Justin Falk is, he's just got to have tighter coverage here. Sakura, you know, it has Duchesne pretty well covered, and Falk's caught in no man's land. And Alex Tanguay, in his second tour of duty with the Colorado Avalanche, is able to release that thing quickly, and the puck just squibbles between the legs of Justin Peters, but that's all Duchesne.
Lots of room to operate. As Tanguay had a step, and Carolina's forwards were nowhere to be found that time coming back. Play is whistled dead offside as they cross the line. 9:37 left to go in the second period. Colorado 3, Carolina 1. Matt Duchesne, high flying. He comes with all kinds of speed. What a play made right here.
Well, it's just a basic 2-on-2, and line change going on. If we stop it right here, Justin Falk, he takes away time and space as well as anybody. It's not like him to sag back here. Watch him as he does it. I mean, two defensemen that played as well as Andrej Sekera and Justin Falk. 2-on-2, that should not, even with a player with the ability of Duchesne, doesn't usually result in a chance. Usually Justin Falk's gap is a lot tighter right from the blue line, and Tanguay can't even get his stick free.
So the veteran who they acquired along with Corey Sarich, Alex Tanguay, gets the goal. That was done during the offseason from Calgary. On the receiving end of a great pass from Matt Duchesne, out to center ice now. They cross again. Tanguay goes deep. Ball Stastny for Colorado. Gabriel Landeskog this way. Stastny, Tanguay, broken up by Eric Staal. Back out. Staal gets away. Eric cuts, locates the puck, pulls up, lays it across for Semin. On the back door, Sekera denied by Jan Heda. Out of the corner, Eric Johnson for Landeskog. And away they go. This is Tanguay. Has made it 3-1 Colorado. He goes off on a line change and gets it deep. Justin Falk for Carolina. Quick up intended for Jordan, who steers it in.
Boy, all the ties to Halifax in the Quebec League for Colorado. Tanguay, Jean-Sébastien Giguère, and of course, Nathan MacKinnon.
That's right. Now coming all the way back, Tim Gleason. Hendrick pass intended for Nathan Gerbe. He'll scale it in. Varlamov will slow it down and get a face-off. Don't miss ACC Football Saturday on Fox Sports South. That's tomorrow. Bren Renner and the Tar Heels look for their first conference win as they host BC. Boston College in North Carolina kicks off at 3:30 on Fox Sports South.
Jordan Staal, this could be a face-off play. I think if Jordan wins it, I want to see if Gerbe slides over to this side. I don't want to give away trade secrets, but something could happen here if they win it.
Off the draw. One back by John Mitchell. Out of the corner, Andre Benoit. Back out to center ice, out of the reach of John Mitchell's opposite number. Ryan Murphy is on it. Jordan Staal is away. 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Colorado gets back, and a good block here by Andre Benoit. John Mitchell had 10 goals and 20 scoring points on the fourth line last year for Colorado. A read by Parento. P.A. Parento gets free. Mitchell with a shot, a good stick by Radek Dvorak. Parento again, read by Nathan Gerbe, and away they go. Ryan Wilson coming back for the Avalanche. Carolina changing on the fly.
And the reason I thought Gerbe might slide over because he was on his natural side to get over to his offside like Bowman did on the goal.
John Mitchell, a shot picked off by Justin Peters, and we get a break in play.
See, because if you have a face-off where you have guys on their natural side, so that means Gerbe on the left side of the ice is a left shot. If you win it, you're going to cause all sorts of confusion if you slide over, and then you're going to put yourself in a one-timing position. That's something that Hurricanes fans might want to look for as they watch the Hurricanes' progress.
24 shots for Colorado, 11 taken by Carolina. Ryan Wilson now goes deep off the draw. Steve Downing. This is Ryan O'Reilly. Made the league as an 18-year-old, selected in the second round a couple of years back. O'Reilly broken up by Tuomo Ruutu. Back out to center ice.
He had the overtime winner, O'Reilly, with just seconds to play last time we were here, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Hurricanes have never won in this building. The last win for Hartford/Carolina in Denver was back in February of '96. Steve Downing. A turnover. Tuomo Ruutu pulls up. Pulls onto it. His shot blocked by Nate Gannon. Gannon now for Duchesne. Chopped ahead out of play by Elias Lindholm, and we get a stoppage.
He's a great story of perseverance, Nate Gennin. Player, I believe, that played at Ohio State.
He did.
And has been a journeyman. Look, here's taking away the time and space. The last second, you know, just by closing that angle a little bit, of course, you have the sacrifice of being willing to block a shot. But, boy, Patrick Waugh's been raving about him, Johnny.
And Patrick Waugh went to Nate Gennin before he got on the bus in Pittsburgh Monday night. And Gennin thought, uh-oh, here it comes, because he's heard it so many times in his career. But the words were, find a place to live. That's the best thing any player can hear. Varlamov shuts it down. He's made the grade, made this team. Out of the corner now. Quick shot taken by Sutter, denied by Varlamov, and Westgarth spins it wide. Along the boards now, punched out by Jamie McGinn. And Ryan Murphy is back for Carolina.
Good shift from Carolina's fourth line, leading to a good chance.
McGinn now leaves it for P.A. Parento. He's checked by Tim Gleason. Parento on and off his stick to the point. Andre Benoit and an assist on the last goal. Nathan McKinnon down deep, stopping and starting. Jamie McGinn in control. To the outside it goes. Inside again, McKinnon on the doorstep. Through the goal crease. Now Corey Sarich is up in the play. He's checked again by Gleason. Looking around, P.A. Parento. In tight. McKinnon, Landeskog, tipped wide off the stick of Lindholm. Getting to it here is Ryan Murphy, and finally the Hurricanes get it out. Eric Johnson. Hurricanes tried to get a change. They cross Stastny on the flank. The return favor knocked down by Justin Peters. Breaking his stick on the pass was Alex Tanguay. Avalanche by 2. The Hurricanes will come home on Monday night. Justin Falk and the Canes will take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll be back on Fox Sports Carolina, starting with Hurricanes Live at 6:30 from PNC Arena.
It'll be nice to see Raleigh again, even though we went home between the first 2 games and these last 2 with the Western Conference. This is a little bit of a road swing, and it'll be good to have some home cooking against the divisional rival Penguins.
Paul Stastny on the faceoff, opposed by Eric Stahl off the draw. It rolls around. Tanguay checked by Justin Falk. Landeskog back to the point. Jan Heda finds the handle, but he brought it back outside the blue line, and it's offside.
So Matt Duchene this summer told me he trained in Halifax, Los Angeles, and Vail. And the Vail portion, Jeff Skinner, who trained with him under Andy O'Brien, was there. And he says the best part of Andy O'Brien, should take a look at Nate McKinnon, is that he knows the game so well that he knows the areas to work on. And Duchene says, I didn't think I could become a better skater. I thought I was tapped out. Now all the guys are saying, how did you become a better skater? He said, I'll bet Skinner looks faster this year too. And you know what? He's right.
Yeah. Now it's played off the boards by Paul Stastny. This is Gabriel Landeskog. Cunning. Ivor Tanguay. Good read by Andrei Sekera. Tanguay on him. His goals made it 3-1 Colorado. Back to the point. Jan Heda holding onto it. His shot off the glove of Justin Peters. Justin Falk now for Carolina. Sealing the wall momentarily was Alex Tanguay, and it comes back out. Colorado now reorganizing as we see. 5 minutes left to go in period 2.
And when Johnson's on the ice, a former first overall pick, of course, of St. Louis, the Avalanche can counter very, very quickly. And with a long second period change, boy, that can be deadly.
Colorado right now a 1-point lead over Chicago. First place in the newly formed Central Division, out to center ice. Tim Gleason, a lead pass. And it rolls all the way back in the zone. Eric Johnson will go D to D. The veteran Jan Heda looking for Downey. Gleason closing the gap on him. Matt Duchene hunts it down. Getting away from Nathan Gerbe. Ryan Murphy, a steal for Carolina. Quickly out to the center zone. Played off the boards by Drayson Bowman. That's Carolina's goal. Through the center zone again with Steve Downey. Good pass, but over the stick of Matt Duchene, who gets it back. His shot blocked by Murphy. Duchene is right on it. His pass detected by Gerbe, not out. Downey, a steal, he walks in. Delays, holds onto it. Off of Peters, on the goal line.
Steve Downey has had incredible frustrations when it comes to staying healthy. Former Tampa Bay Lightning player, and you know, he was once more of a physical agitating pest, and you didn't recognize just what a good hockey player he is. Here, you can see all the way he's trying to bank this off of Justin Peters. He's a big asset to this club healthy.
Nathan McKinnon on the draw. The stick swinging on the far side. It's Jamie McGinn and Mike Komisarek.
They want to review, I think, just to make sure at least that they blew the horn.
That's why they blew the horn.
Didn't look like it went into me.
All right, we'll take a look from the overhead camera and see what we can tell. Did the puck completely go over the goal line?
And you have to factor in as well, when the no. So it's good to make sure. Then when the referee started that intent to blow the whistle also, because that's not reviewable, but Peters found a way there.
Yep, Kevin Pollock, the washout in back of the goal, good position. So the Situation Room will look at it again in Toronto. See the numbers tonight for Justin Peters. Quick look, no problem.
Radek Dvorak's going to take this draw against McKinnon here. So the wily veteran against the rookie.
All right. Wiley wins out. Never happened in the cartoons. Now comes all the way back. Icing is called here. 3:48 left to go in the second period.
There's a penalty here, John. And since Colorado touched up, I think the Hurricanes are going to get a power play here. And boy, oh boy, here's a Jamie McGinn, I think, guilty of the trip. Let's watch for 11 wearing an Avalanche jersey, left side of the dot there. Yeah, there you see it. So Radek Dvorak winning the draw, helps to draw that penalty. This would be timely here.
Off the face-off, Semin. Sekera manning the other point. Wristing one, knocked down by Tulowitzki legally. Angled off the boards by Nate Gennin. Jamie McGinn for tripping at 16-12. Carolina with their second power play, 2 shots in opportunity number 1. Drop pass, Andrej Sekera traps the zone. Around the boards this way for Alex Semin. In the slot, easily detected by John Mitchell. He'll dump it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that might have been an ad-lib play from Semin. Remember, we've talked about the Hurricanes work on specific plays that they want to work on their power play, then they have to execute, but you have to all buy in to do it.
Now Eric Stahl holding on to it to the outside of Ryan Wilson. Grayson Pullman moving it back now for Andrej Sekera. He'll walk the line. Slowly, they work it around. Nathan Gerbe. Eric Stahl defended by Wilson. Gerbe at the point. Sekera dusted off a couple of times. Go deep. Jordan Stahl let it go. Eric from the corner. Defended by Wilson. A loose puck as we see. Gerbe with a shot. Stopped by Varlamov. Cleared out by Ryan Wilson.
Good second effort there, the reach of Eric Stahl to get that puck back to Gerbe, and that's a heck of a release, and Varlamov had to be quick.
It's saved by Semyon Varlamov, and now it's carried out here by Justin Falk. Goes hard around with it. Good stick play by Ryan O'Reilly on Jordan Stahl. Colorado will kill more time. Ryan Murphy at the line, walks in, sets up Jordan. Across it goes on a change. Grayson Bowman, Nathan Gerbe hurried on the play, but he got it deep. Jordan from the corner as we see. Off a little area along the boards, an odd bounce, and now it's dumped out by John Mitchell. And that'll do it as McGinn is up and ready, and Colorado has killed it off.
That's a power play that failed to generate the type of momentum, even not scoring, that Kirk Muller would be looking for.
One shot. Carolina with that power play. Out to center ice. Gabriel Landeskog. Paul Stastny moving up. Screen shot wide of Peters. Moving up is Andre Benoit. Glove down by Tuomo Ruutu. Back out to center ice. Landeskog turning away from his man. Johnson. Gabriel Landeskog over the line. Through the D. He's in. Peters shuts it down. And a penalty is called.
Wow. Gabriel Landeskog, teammate of Ryan Murphy's. He's put on 15 pounds since his rookie year. You can see it in talking to him this morning. And this was a situation where I think Falk thought Murphy had him and Murphy thought Falk did. These two are not used to playing with one another like Falk is with Sekera. Murphy with a couple of different partners. That's all Gabriel Landeskog. Wow. Great save from Peters, by the way, too. And the whole thing is that was a parting of the Red Sea.
Hooking penalty on Justin Falk. Colorado back to the power play, 0 for 2 with 3 shots. So this is obviously their third. Now Hainsey sets up Tim Gleason. Gleason out of the corner. Duchesne is on him. Downey. Gleason from his knees. Now Landeskog back to the point. Under a minute left in period 2. Duchesne walks. Holds onto it. Shot blocked by Gleason. Steve Downey back to the point. Andre Benoit. Ryan O'Reilly now for Benoit. The half boards O'Reilly. Duchesne thinks about a seam pass. Back to the point, Benoit. On the flank, Downey. Watched by Nash. Benoit. Good stick by Tim Gleason, and it goes out of play.
Hey, John, just as a point of reference, because we are now 10 games and change in, we looked at the beginning of the season. You want your penalty kill and your power play percentages to equal at least 100. The Hurricanes, 79% penalty kill, 16% of the power play. That's 95. Okay, Colorado, 22% on the power play, 90% on the penalty kill. That's 112. So you see why they're off to such a good start, the importance of special teams.
That's right. Now it goes deep. Sekera gets there. Out of the corner. Moved along by Landeskog. 23 seconds left in the period. Quick hitter, unattainable for Landeskog, and back out. Erik Johnson calmly back with 1 minute left in the Colorado power play. A lead pass for Paul Stastny from Nathan MacKinnon. Along the boards, turning with it is Gabriel Landeskog. Good sweep check by Andrej Sekera. Off a stick. It goes out of play.
Oh, right below us, looking down. That was a dangerous play, and there was a fan that was hit up high. I hope that she's okay. The puck hit a stick as Andrej Sekera went to clear this thing. You know, it's amazing what a great job the league did, dating back to how many years ago it was in Columbus, John, and putting in the netting. Now we don't even think twice about it. It's rare that we see fans injured in this day and age.
Now the puck is cleared all the way back at the horn. That'll do it. 2 in the books here at Pepsi Center. 45 seconds left on the power play for Colorado. Stay tuned for the PNC Bank second intermission. Chantel will speak with Drayson Bowman, who has the goal tonight. We'll have scores from around the National Hockey League and highlights and analysis from upstairs. 2 down here in Denver after 40 minutes of play. It's the Colorado Avalanche 3 and the Carolina Hurricanes 1 as you watch Carolina Hurricanes hockey right here on Sports South. In Denver, as we get ready for the start of this third period, Chantel McCabe is standing by with Canes assistant John McLean.
Coach, you guys want to come home with the win. What tweaks are you going to have to make in the third to do that?
Well, we got to start off with a kill here. We got to keep it close here, and then we got to, put some more pucks on net. I think we did a good job. We started hard in the first period, then we started to look for the extra play. I think we just got to start throwing more rubber at them and get some rebounds, and I think we should be in good shape.
And Tripp will take a look at the rich history that goes a long way back between Kirk Muller and Patrick Waugh.
Commonalities of how they think the game. I asked them both about both of their favorite words, and that's culture. What makes a good winning culture? And Patrick Waugh said preparation, focus, and willing to go to any lengths for your team. And for Kirk Muller, Kirk said that it's all about no excuses, not ever worrying about injuries or the schedule. And, they both won that championship for Montreal in '93 with a good culture.
Colorado on the power play. Ryan O'Reilly shut down by Justin Peters, and we get a stoppage of play. Congratulations to Tara Edwards, tonight's winner of the team-signed stick. Look for Rex Healthcare's Tweet to Win contest all month long to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Off the draw. Jordan Staal back to the point. Held in by Alex Tanguay. Little saucer feed. Matt Duchesne lost his edge out in front. Off of Peters. The redirect by Andre Benoit to the corner. Tim Gleason playing his first game of the season. Cut off by Matt Duchesne. His shot. He scores! Oh, he made that one look easy. Matt Duchesne is having a night.
He's having a night. He's having a season. Boy, oh boy. After the Benoit chance on the back door that just missed, Gleason had a chance to clear, but you know what? That's a heck of a job there by Steve Downey preventing that clear from happening. And then the guy that's just on a different level right now, Duchesne wins a battle with Jordan Staal. As I mentioned, they roomed together at the World Championships, gets himself to a soft scoring area. And that was a perfectly placed shot high on the glove. But I give a huge assist to Downey.
You see 8 goals now, 2 tonight. He's tied for second. And terms of goal scoring, in the early season, Alex Ovechkin leads the National Hockey League. In that regard, he's already in double figures. Riley Nash goes to work on Ryan Wilson. Nathan Gerbe for Carolina now with a pass setting up Tuomo Ruutu. His shot deflects wide. Nathan Gerbe going down. Nate Gennin is on him. It goes to the corner. Right out of the zone, McKinnon with a lead feed for Parento. Bouncing puck. Mike Komisarek leaves it there for Riley Nash, and Carolina will wind it up.
And by the way, Carolina, Radek Dvorak won that faceoff late in the second, but don't see him on the bench.
No, he will not be back. He's out with a lower body concern. He will not return tonight. And thanks to the Canes PR staff for that word. 18:27 left to go in this third period. 4-1 Colorado. Out shooting Carolina 29-15. Eric Staal in the Colorado zone for Jordan. Jordan for Eric. His shot well wide. Getting to it here, Ryan Murphy. Eric called for it. His shot blocked by Eric Johnson. Loose puck now. The Staal brothers on this line. Ruutu blocked on the way through. A good stick by Jan Hejda. Now Jordan. The puck was on edge. Blocked by Jan Hejda. Alex Tanguay in control, and Colorado will survive.
Hejda made a name for himself as a Columbus Blue Jacket.
Paul Stastny, Ryan Wilson. A good stick by Alex Semin. On a play that didn't look like much, and it developed into a scoring chance for Colorado. Alex Semin with a shot easily detected by Semyon Varlamov, and it's wheeled out by Paul Stastny.
I think what Patrick Roy's going to like most is his team that's trying to learn how to expect to win. The power play goal, that's one of those where you have a chance perhaps to put a team away, and you have to have that killer instinct.
Tuloski on Ryan O'Reilly. Yuri Tuloski for Carolina. Backdoor! They score! Flashing in on the backside, Andrej Sekera. And Carolina is within 2.
Boy, and just when you think Carolina might be going away quietly, they don't. Let's take a look. First man pressure on the forecheck. It's all about Tuloski. Actually, I think Semin thought that puck was going to roll the other way. And that's all Yuri Tuloski. This is a thing of beauty, from a check to a Slovak. And I'm going to tell you what, if Andrej Sekera was a right shot, you know, you might say, well, he just did a good job of getting the puck up and finishing. But as a left shot on the left side of the ice looking in, that is a highly skilled play. But that is all about Yuri Tuloski. First man pressure, first man contact, and the head up to find his defenseman.
First goal is a hurricane for Andrej Sekera. Carolina within 2, 4-2 Colorado. Another chance possibly here. Jordan with a bid. It goes high. It stays in play. Eric Staal battling out of the corner. Staal holding onto it now as they grind up top. He'll punch it ahead for his brother. Semin is also on this line. Eric Johnson taken down. Play will continue. Duchesne through the center zone, moving up on Justin Falk. No quarter given there. Now Semin with a give back, and Carolina starts again. Andrej Sekera's last goal was March 28th of last season, a goal he scored for Buffalo at Florida. Now the puck comes all the way back in the zone. Corey Sarich takes a hit. Ruutu and Nash on him. Andre Benoit attempts to hunt it down for Colorado. Marc-Andre Cliche back in his own zone, spinning along the boards. Cliche now tries to clear it out. Marc-Andre Cliche in front for Corey Sarich. Good forechecking by the Hurricanes as they go to work again. Just about 4 minutes gone in this third period. Riley Nash attempts to dig it out. Nathan Gerbe along the boards working hard. Riley Nash protecting that puck. You see it up close. He's defended by Andre Benoit. Ryan Murphy off the stick of Marc-Andre Cliche and all the way back. Icing will be called here against Colorado. We'll swing it back. And we have a winner in terms of the Moe's Famous Queso and Hot Fresh Chips, because Andrej Sekera scored a goal tonight. Go to Moe's tomorrow morning. Just say Canes to redeem at any Moe's location in the Triangle.
I don't know how the Hurricanes lifted Andrej Sekera and Nathan Gerbe out of Buffalo. I know it's just the first month, but boy, 2 excellent additions.
Now Patrick Bordeleau. Broken up by Yuri Tuloski. Sekera. Direct pass. Protected at the line. John Mitchell deflecting one all the way across. A loose puck fished out by Drayson Bowman. That's one of 2 Carolina goals tonight. They dump it in. The Canes will come home and take on the Pittsburgh Penguins Monday night at PNC Arena. We're back on Fox Sports Carolinas, commencing with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. Justin Falk in control. Just about 5 minutes gone in this third period. He'll go cross corner. Nate Gannon is back. He's paired with Ryan Wilson, who has it. Quick up for P.A. Parento. He leaves it for Nathan MacKinnon. Nice move, but Jamie McGinn was offside.
And another shift with both Eric and Jordan playing together, with Semin on the other wing. I mean, Kirk Muller's just trying. He knows he can't win without the big boys being the big boys. And he's trying all sorts of different things, including moving one of the Stalls out of the middle and on the wing. And Eric Stahl is going to be the guy, as he did in the Olympics, playing the wing here. By the way, Jeff Skinner did skate this morning. So, you know, it's a day-to-day thing. So Patrick Dwyer, day-to-day as well.
Yeah. They could be probable maybe for early next week, if not next weekend. The Canes will have a long break again after Monday night. They will not play again until Friday night. Tampa Bay's in town. It's a back-to-back again. A week from tomorrow night, Carolina's at Madison Square Garden for the first time this season, taking on the Rangers. Eric Johnson, Jan Hejda through the center zone, and in is Paul Stastny. Laying it off a stick. Landeskog goes down. Play will continue. Eric Stahl out to center ice. Approaching Eric Johnson. Drop pass for Ryan Murphy. Alex Semin off a skate. He gets it back. Semin looks around. Off the boards, Tim Gleason. He shoots one. Off the inside of the goalpost it appeared. And it's broken up by Landeskog and back out.
That made a funny sound, almost like it hit the cushion.
I know. Now Landeskog on and off his stick. We'll see. Now Wilson along the boards goes deep. On the boards again for Nathan Gerbe. Tim Gleason, Ryan Murphy, Kevin Westgard. Moving up, gapping up on him was Ryan Wilson. Murphy for Carolina. Westgard, center zone, picked off by Wilson.
Murphy had probably his toughest start in his young NHL career, but he has gotten better as the game has gone along. So that's encouraging to see. Dave Lewis has probably tried to see how he reacts, and as the game's gone, he's reacted well.
Matt Duchene, 3 points tonight. Nathan Gerbe with a shot off the blocker of Varlamov, and it goes out of play. 13:30 left to go in this third period. Colorado 4, Carolina 2. Colorado, the home of Coors Light. Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. We have the second installment tonight. Rookie assist leaders, and good to see Ryan Murphy on the list, along with the Avalanche's Nathan MacKinnon.
Well, MacKinnon, who I think will be known more for his shot as his career continues to unfold. It's just in literally the first sentences of the first chapter. And I think Ryan Murphy, just even beyond those assists that he's got, he's left a lot on the table because he's always got that head up. In the words of Dave Lewis, he rarely ever looks down, so he can always find the open man in the right play.
And Mark Arcobello on top of it with 10. That shot ricochets wide right off the faceoff. Out of the corner. They turn Bowman. Bowman holding on to it, defended by Ryan Wilson. Mason Bowman with his first goal of the season tonight. Yuri Tlusty to the outside. Holding on to it. Nate Gannon again defends. Here's Bowman. The inside route. A short sider cut off by Varlamov. Punched out by Lindholm. Back of the goal, Tlusty. Good shift here by Carolina. Tlusty out in front. Colorado sorts it out, and out they come.
And Lindholm coming back from injury. That's probably as comfortable as he's looked. And the referee did a good job knowing that puck was still loose.
Jamie McGinn off a body off Ron Hainsey. It deflects all the way back in the Colorado zone. 12:40 left in this third period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always tonight on Sports South. Monday night, we're back on Fox Sports Carolinas. Canes in Pittsburgh, starting with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. Nathan Gerbe. Drop pass for Ron Hainsey, who loses control. Outnumbered chance. Alex Tanguay. Gabriel Landeskog. Landeskog wipes it wide. The block. Ryan Murphy getting back.
And he's stung. Murphy bailing out Hainsey. Hainsey's had, I'd say, his first real off night as a Hurricane.
Now Murphy in control. Stood up by Corey Sarich. Andre Benoit turns it over. Nathan Gerbe with a shot blocked in front by Sarich. A follow-up goes wide. Andre Sekera scoring Carolina's second goal tonight out of the corner. Nash given a shove by Andre Benoit. Corey Sarich. Play read by Justin Falk. It goes deep along the dasher. Andre Benoit on the wing. An attempt here to chip it out by Tanguay. Nathan Gerbe for the Canes. Broken up. Landeskog has it. And out they go. Tanguay. Middle of the ice for Paul Stastny, broken up. Playing it back here is Justin Falk. 11:25 left to go in period 3. Good pass for Jordan. He'll pull up. Gordon Staal. It's tipped right on. Loose. Off the stick of Justin Falk. Carolina almost made it 4-3.
Johnson, another Minnesota guy like Falk, good play.
Semin with a shot for the short side, and Varlamov has that one.
Yeah, the Hurricanes really starting to activate their defense. You saw Falk there. Hainsey had gotten caught up the ice, and look at Murphy. Yeah, he wants to make sure he makes the shot as tough of an angle as possible, but his primary job is the pass. And he doesn't get his stick in the lane, but he's able to tie up his former teammate, Gabriel Landeskog.
Murphy is dancing here, holding on to it. His shot caught by Varlamov, and another stoppage.
Well, I mean, I have belief that Ryan Murphy, I think there are going to be some growing pains. Hey, there were growing pains defensively for Erik Karlsson, too. Okay? But his hockey sense in his own end is very, very good. And he has a good stick. You know, his offense is going to take care of itself, but I'm encouraged about his defensive zone. I think there's going to be some hurdles.
Staal, Semin for Kirk Muller off the draw. Murphy. Gleason with a shot tipped right on. Good save, Varlamov. Jordan out in front off a skate. Off Jan Hejda. Colorado survives. They move it out. Matt Duchene. Punched out of the zone by Tim Gleason. A good play there. 10:45 left in regulation time.
Well, Staal, and Semin together have been a threat, when they've been on the ice. I don't know if this will be a temporary thing or if it's something that'll continue, but I mean, I think Kirk Muller's been very patient with his forward lines. This was an alternative that he hadn't used yet. Let's see if it proves to be dangerous in the right way.
This line is Lindholm, Bowman, and Tulosti. McKinnon. Off the stick of Nathan McKinnon. Over the line, Jiri Tulosti. Lindholm for the front. Parenteau is on him. Puck is batted down with a high stick, so we get a break and play. College football fans, the SEC Gridiron Live Greatest Player Tournament underway. It's down to the Elite 8. You can help choose the greatest SEC player of all time by going to foxsportssouth.com each week to vote for your favorite. Then watch Gridiron Live Wednesdays at 10 to see who's number 1.
This is a face-off between the two top first-round picks, McKinnon and Lindholm. Now, Lindholm is on his forehand, so this is where I think you've just got to tie up and try to let one of your wingers win it for you, or win it to the boards if you're Lindholm, because it's going to be tough to beat McKinnon on the forehand.
Lindholm gets it back for Sekera. It deflects high. Jamie McGinn moves it back. Ryan Wilson. Carolina gets to the forecheck, and Colorado their only choice just to get it out of the zone.
It's a good win. I mean, McKinnon has a big advantage on his back, and Elias still found a way to win it.
Here come the Avalanche. Parenteau cutting. Dropping it off. McGinn with a shot. Stopped by Peters. It's loose. He'll melt it down.
Peters' rebound control has been very good tonight. It really has. This is, again, another 2-on-2. Falk trying to just sort it out at the last second. I think Justin Falk has sort of, been a little bit in the wilderness last night and tonight after really starting the season on a high level.
John Mitchell. Riley Nash on the draw. To the point. Sarich. Mitchell has a little bit of space. He'll throw on the brakes. Andre Benoit with a shot. Fought off by Peters. Loose out in front. John Mitchell. Along the boards now, peppered by Nash. Good stick by Brett Sutter. Back out to center ice. Corey Sarich will dump it in. Around the boards it goes. Riley Nash coming back. Murphy hurried on the forecheck. He's floored by Patrick Bordeleau. And a penalty is called here. The hit from behind by Colorado's Bordeleau. Carolina to the power play. When we come back to Mile High after this. He led their team in hits and penalty minutes last season. Patrick Bordeleau at it again.
So far away from his own net, right here on Murphy. This is a penalty where you have to make the attacking player pay. I mean, our first game key tonight is a timely goal or timely goals. You need one here.
Boarding penalty, minor penalty on Patrick Bordeleau. The two stalls are out with Alex Semin, Justin Falk, and Ryan Murphy. Semin with a shot off the goalpost. Stick side of Varlamov. Moving up here. Justin Falk holding on to it. Semin again. Blocked in front. Good block by Nate Gennon. Justin Falk to an open wing. Ryan O'Reilly not out. Good keep by Ryan Murphy. And finally, Colorado with help from Ryan O'Reilly. They get it out.
Well, Semin has a right shot off of that faceoff. Comes off his offside, and he obviously had Varlamov beat.
Now it's played here by Justin Falk. Inside it goes. Eric Stahl let it go. Alex Semin. Ryan Murphy walking the line. Semin at his side, holding onto it. Give back for Murphy. Murphy in control. Now Semin one more time. Alex Semin holding onto it. Here's Murphy. Murphy with a shot tipped. It goes astray. Eric Stahl hunts it down in a battle with Stastny. Out of the scrum. Jordan back for Falk. He'll walk the line. Ryan Murphy, a one-timer, tipped high. Follow-up Stahl. Varlamov said no. Out in front now. Jordan's after it. Jordan Stahl going down. Eric Stahl in control. One-timer. Falk denied. Rebound. Oh, Varlamov! What a save on Alex Semin.
By far Carolina's best power play of the night. By far. Semin, off of the initial face-off, beat his good buddy and former Washington Capital teammate Semyon Varlamov. Here, boy, we saw him elevate that puck on what? Crawford with Chicago and score a goal. I mean, he gets it up as quickly and as well as anybody. Constant movement. Falk getting to the middle in a shooting position. You see the reaction there from Semin. I mean, that was truly an anything but score type of power play. That's the type of goaltending that both of those guys have been providing, Varlamov and Jean-Sebastien Giguère so far this year.
Well, the players look up and they see it larger than life. They have a brand new scoreboard here at Pepsi Center. Unbelievably beautiful. There you see it. Costs over $10 million. We'll take a look at that stop again. Semyon Varlamov, a dandy here on Alex Semin.
Well, he probably good net front presence to even have the rebound created off of the Falk shot. Jordan Stahl created that screen, and the look on Semin's face obviously says it all. And these two guys are good friends. They'll probably have quite a bit of banter about that one.
50 seconds left in the power play. Stahl, Semin, Murphy, and Falk. John Mitchell taking the face-off for Patrick Waugh. Off the draw, Falk at the point. It's a false start. They'll do it again.
With Jordan, we've seen a couple Hurricanes. Lindholm and now Jordan wind draws cleanly on the forehand side. That's not something that happens with regularity. And Jordan may have, as the visiting centerman, has to put his stick down first. May have cheated just a bit too much. He gets booted.
They infringe on the circle again. Jordan along with Corey Sarich off the face-off, won by Eric. Here's Falk. Justin Falk, top of the ring. Eric, his shot denied by Varlamov. Eric gets it back. Now Jordan looking for Eric. He's hurried by Sarich. Alex Semin bottled up a bit. Colorado, a good job by John Mitchell. They move it out.
That was, by the way, a smart timeout for the Hurricanes based on what this unit brought. You want to be able to use them for the whole 2 minutes, so I think it was the right time to use that timeout.
Throw it back now. It's Eric Stahl off the skate. Blocked that time by Alex Tanguay, who has Colorado's shorthanded goal this season. Eric Stahl goes deep. Now Jordan. He'll move it along. Sarich read the play. Out of the corner, Jordan holding on to it. 5 seconds on the power play. And the Canes will have to wind it back. Wardlow's out of the box. Ryan Murphy turns through the center zone. Net there by Tanguay. Across the line, Hainsey throws it across. Grayson Bowman, tough angle. And it careens all the way back out to center ice.
I think that Bordeleau will be doing something nice for Varlamov on the next Colorado road trip, because that is, without question, the most timely stop of the night.
Out to center, Talusti on and off his stick. Grayson Bowman to the center zone, intended for Yuri Talusti. Coming back is Jan Hayda. Eric Johnson will settle the puck down. He has room. Elevates through neutral ice, fielded by Andre Sekera. Ron Hainsey coming back for Carolina. 6:50 left to go in this third period. 4-2 in favor of the Avalanche. And now Ron Hainsey through the middle. Out of the reach of Gerby, denied by Hayda. Turned back by McGinn. Over the line, P.A. Parento taking a shove. He was hit by Tuomo Ruutu, who has the puck. Ruutu along the boards. Ron Hainsey now reverses for Andrej Sekera. Sekera for the Canes back out to center ice. Take it back from Nash. Good pass. They cross the line. Stutter step by Ruutu. Defended nicely by Nate Gennin. Nathan Gerby for the Hurricanes goes to work. Diligent along the boards. It pops out. Riley Nash in control away from Gennin. Ruutu all the way back. Leeson. His shot is blocked. They get to it. P.A. Parento back out to center ice. We'll get it deep in Colorado and Carolina. Change on the go.
Parento, who grew up in French Canada, idolizing Patrick Roy. Now the thrill to play for him. You know, hasn't anonymously, I think, has done all the right things tonight for the Avalanche.
Now it's Ryan O'Reilly. He'll move it ahead. O'Reilly gets it deep. Duchesne centers one, mopped up by Tim Gleason. O'Reilly had it, lost it, back out. Eric Johnson. Colorado tagging up. Justin Falk is back for Carolina, pressured by Steve Downey. Sekera back out to dead center. Picked off by Jan Hejda, right back in the zone. Play is whistle dead here on an iced puck. Let's recapture the Storm Tracker tonight and take a look at tonight's game keys.
Well, I think the first one is the biggest one, and that's the timely goals. And I look at Duchesne's goal after the Hurricanes killed off that 5-on-3 and 1-0 in the first period. And the Canes looked to get a boost from it. Duchesne was able to score to make it 2-0. And then the Varlamov stop on Semin, timely save.
Loose play along the boards now. O'Reilly away for Steve Downey to an open corner. Murphy looking around. Sekera now deep in his own zone. We approach the 15-minute mark in this third period. Carolina will come home and take on Pittsburgh on Monday night. Ryan Wilson back for Colorado. You see it. On the boards, Talusti rejected by Nate Gennin out in front of Varlamov, and it's carried out by Gabriel Landeskog. Lead pass detected by Elias Lindholm. Alex Tanguay. Landeskog along the wall. Tanguay, Stastny. The backhander blocked by Sekera. It's covered by Justin Peters. 4:40 left to go in this third period. We're going down the stretch in Denver. 8 stages here in the Rocky Mountains. Let's take a look at the game summary tonight and tell the story of this one. Andrej Sekera with his first goal as a Hurricane tonight. First scoring point and goal of the season for Drayson Bowman. You see the body of work for Justin Peters. Matt Duchesne has been the best player in the ice.
No doubt about it. You know, you forget Duchesne broke in almost this, you know, at such a young age, say like Eric Stahl did. He's already played 235, 240 games, and he's still in his early 20s. And you can see the strides he's made as a player. Andrej Sekera, boy, that first pass in transition that eventually leads to the Bowman goal, and what a finish on the goal that made this game interesting here in the third.
Off the draw now, Riley Nash wins it back. It's Riley Nash, Tuomo Ruutu, and Nathan Gerby for the Hurricanes. Line juggling by Kirk Muller in this third period. Lead pass, McGinn is in. Good stick by Ron Hainsey, getting back on him. Riley Nash in control. Ruutu passes across. In control, the puck is Ron Hainsey. Out of the reach of Nathan Gerby, who is offside. We get a stoppage.
Well, if the Hurricanes aren't able to mount a comeback in the Rocky Mountains, you know, they'll be disappointed going back to Raleigh. But when you look at, I know Kirk Muller will never point to injuries as an excuse, and he shouldn't. But with who they've had out of the lineup, getting back at 500, I still think is an achievement. The home ice is going to have to take care of itself in November because you have a lot of games at home.
Off the boards, out in front. Peters says no on Paul Stastny.
That home ice applies to the end of October because there are games left as well in Raleigh in October as well. Hurricanes have won a lot of good faceoffs here in the third period. Colorado finally wins one. Weird sort of Karam off of the back of the net, and Justin Peters, good reaction, and he holds on.
Jan Hejda holding on to it. Win tonight by Colorado. It will be their best start in franchise history. Jordan Staal with Eric. Eric holding on to it. Here it comes, wide of Varlamov. Ryan Murphy looking for a tip from Jordan. Now it's Alex Semin. Inside again, around the boards. Murphy coming up. Shoulder from Landeskog. Semin for Carolina. On and off his stick. Jan Hejda, tight quarters. Eric Johnson for Tanguay. They dump it out. Outnumbered, here they come again. Landeskog holding on to it. His shot, shut down. Peters will freeze and get another face-off.
Well, you know, if the Hurricanes were tied in the game, or if they were if they were leading in the game, obviously this would be a bad pinch. But Andre Sacra, he's got to start to push down 2 goals. And Ryan Murphy, this is the second time in this period. He's done a nice job doing his job as a defenseman, an odd man rush, and Justin Peters does the rest.
Matt Duchesne, the face-off won by Elias Lindholm. Justin Falk now. Broken up by O'Reilly and back out. Here's Andre Benoit. Colorado again will get it deep. Ron Hainsey given a tug by Steve Downey. Hainsey now hard pressed in his own zone. You see it up close. He'll punch it out for Toulouse. Lindholm off the stick of O'Reilly, and Colorado right back at Carolina. Downey looks around. Duchesne, Ryan O'Reilly on a cycle, holding onto that puck. Play read nicely. A steal by Lindholm. The Hurricanes will get it back out.
Lindholm has looked more and more comfortable as this game has gone along. The third period clearly has been his best, again, coming back from that injury.
Justin Falk now back in his own zone. Indirect pass. Drayson Bowman. Bowman now shifting gears off the stick of Wilson. Kirby let it go. Colorado on the attack out to center ice. With speed, Parento. Jamie McGinn. Good read by Ryan Murphy. Murphy fights off a man. Leads the charge. Here comes number 7. Murphy over the line. Moving it by Wilson. 2:30 left in regulation time. Cuomo Ruutu coming up for the Hurricanes. Down by 2. Moves to the corner. Good hustle here. They wind it back. Nash for Kirby. His shot rejected by Nate Gennon. Murphy thinks about a shot. Thinks twice. Passes all the way across. Nash on John Mitchell. Riley Nash for the Canes. Circles the wagons. Walks out in front. Shut down by Varlamov.
Remember I said earlier that Varlamov said that his goalie coach here in Colorado, Francois Allaire, has taught him more than anybody else he's dealt with in his NHL career that less motion is more sometimes. You're not going to see a better example of it right here. Excellent work from Riley Nash, creating that shooting lane after the power move from behind the net. But that was probably a situation where earlier in his career, Varlamov maybe would have moved too much.
2:05 left in this third period. We'll keep an eye on Justin Peters. Canes in the neighborhood, down by 2. Here's Eric Johnson. Lead pass, Landeskog. Murphy is back. Gabriel Landeskog with a shot covered up by Peters. After having that puck hit him in the chest protector, so another stoppage here. Our next telecast will be Monday night. We're back home in the capital city. The Canes will be taking on Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. It starts with Hurricanes Live at 6:30, and we're back on Fox Sports Carolinas.
With that home win over the Penguins early last year when the Canes were really rolling, that was one of the more entertaining games I can remember on home ice.
Pittsburgh lost tonight in regulation at the hands of the New York Islanders. Peters to the bench. 6 skaters out. Jordan Stahl in the corner with Alex Semin. Semin tries to find the handle. Broken up by Landeskog. Colorado peeling back. Eric Johnson. Under 90 seconds left in regulation time. Justin Falk. Rejected by Jan Heda and back out. Murphy is there. Hunted down by Landeskog. Escape harm. Wheel it through center all the way back. No icing. Eric Johnson's on it. Forechecked by Drayson Bowman. Around the wall for Tanguay. Good play by Murphy on him. Jordan for Murphy. Intercepted by Tanguay, not out. Next chance is out. Jan Heda, but this is icing. On the dot, Justin Falk. 59.9 on the clock.
And speaking of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Jordan Stahl's game. His defensive game's been there all year through just about 11 games. But his offensive game, I think, has shown a lot of growth tonight. You know, the pretty feed to Drayson Bowman, but he's making the right plays. He's simplifying, getting to the front of the net. I think that this has been a real boost for him on the offensive side of the puck tonight.
6 skaters stay out. It's obvious here as Justin Peters, you see, is on that bench. Elias Lindholm, the 18-year-old, will take the face-off, opposed by Paul Stastny. Off the draw, Stastny wins it back. Johnson, Lindholm to the boards. Murphy a pinch. They wheel it out. Loose along the boards. Stastny, a rolling puck. Around by Riley Nash. 47 seconds left in regulation time. Dead center, picked off by Stastny. Looking for Tanguay. Getting back to it is Riley Nash. Under 40 seconds left. Hurricanes down by 2 in Denver. Murphy throws it across. Justin Falk again. Ryan Murphy, tough pass. Duchesne just wide. Looking for the hat trick. Tuomo Ruutu. 24 seconds left.
That's the only thing Duchesne's missed all night.
Downey holding. They want the Hattie for Duchesne. It was off a stick and wide. 15 seconds left. Out of the corner. Downey broken up by Falk. 9 seconds left here at Pepsi Center. O'Reilly. Duchesne. They come to their feet. Sent all the way across. The Colorado Avalanche have their best start in franchise history.
Well, in this league, Johnny, your best players have to be your best players. Duchesne certainly was that tonight. You have to get a couple of big saves at the right moments. I look at Varlamov's save in particular on his countryman Alex Semin in the third period. And every time that the Canes started to really get back into this, there was an answer in some form or fashion from the Avalanche, and usually Duchesne was right in the middle of it.
Colorado goes to 9-1. Carolina 4-4-3. Final count: the Colorado Avalanche 4 and the Carolina Hurricanes 2. Stick around. Hurricanes Live, complete post-game coverage from Pepsi Center right after this on Sports South.